How are you
What's up,
today?
Slim? I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Now let's quit. Talk about yourself featuring Carmen De Leon out now. How you feel? Most excited for?
Well, when I got the call from the people at Lego, I was instantly in. For one, my kids love Legos. They play with them all day long. I step on them with barefoot regularly in my house.
that
Yeah, because
must
they leave them all over the place. But I knew that this was going to be, dad cool points for me. For me to be doing something with Lego. So I was instantly in. Then I heard the record. Shout out to Ryan Tedder, who I believe wrote the record.
right.
It was, normally when I work with other songwriters, I'll add a line here or there to kind of make it feel more like me. But when I heard this song, I was like, "There's nothing that I need to do to this. Like, this is pretty much perfect. It's exactly what it needs to be. It's energetic. It's fun. You know what I mean? And I didn't have to do anything to it other than just sing it and sit back and wait for them to get ready to shoot the video. So I did that. We shot the video. It's the first time I've ever sat on a llama, a large
Right.
llama head, let alone a llama at all. There's a lot of firsts for me with this situation. But I gotta say, man, I'm enjoying every moment of it. The people at Lego have been great. L.L.A.M.A has been great. Of course, Little Mama that's on the record with me, she's been great. So yeah, we've been having a good time with it, man. My kids love it. It did exactly what I anticipated it doing with my kids. I'm the coolest dad in the world yet again, and I will really accept that title. So thanks, Lego. Appreciate it.
Right. That's beautiful. I was gonna have experience shooting it because I'm sure after effects are added after. Like, what was your reaction seeing it after as opposed to when you were shooting it?
I was honestly blown away by the CGI because that's not what it looked like when we were there shooting. It was a huge green screen. So the head of the llama that we're actually riding on, like that head was there, and there's a guy who to this day I feel for because he was underneath the llama head, kind of operating it in this green bodysuit so that you couldn't see him. And I'm like, I know it's really hot, and like we kept doing, like I kept almost kind of falling off the head, so we kept having to do it over. So I know this dude was under there, like, man, if you don't get this right, so I can get out from under this thing. But all in all, it was a great time. It really truly was.
I love that, man. Well, how did that collab come? How did you end up on the track?
I honestly don't know. I mean, my people got a call from Lego. They ran what it was and asked me if I wanted to be a part of it, and I said, yeah. That was pretty much how it happened.
Gotcha. What does it mean to make uplifting music, especially during this time?
I feel like it's needed and necessary. I feel like it's kind of mandatory. I don't gotta tell anybody that there's been multiple reasons to not smile as of late. You know what I mean? From COVID to the protests and all of that stuff that's been going on. It's just been a lot. We're still dealing with the whole George Floyd situation. Like I don't even understand why there's a trial happening with that right now. But but that I won't go into detail. But basically, there's been multiple reasons to not smile as of late. So something upbeat, something uplifting, something happy and fun. I feel like it was kind of needed, necessary at this point in time.
Definitely. And just talk fatherhood. I know you got on the way, but how is it just, especially during quarantine? You got kids.
I will say this whole quarantine situation has made my appreciation level for teachers go way past where it was. Just being with your kids every day, all day, trying to find ways to entertain them, trying to keep them, controlled and behaved. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. I think that a lot of parents realize the importance of teachers through this whole quarantine thing because, that block of time where they go to school, where you move around and do what it is you got to do, like when that's not happening, when that's happening in the house, it's a whole other thing, man. It's a whole other situation. My daily situation was trying to find ways to entertain my kids so that they didn't destroy my house. You know what I'm saying? Like when idle hands and children is a bad thing. You gotta keep them busy so that they don't write on the walls or toss things around that are really, really important and expensive. And should they break them, they can't afford to get them fixed. Things like that. Yeah.
Right.
It was a lot. It was a lot. It's still kind of a lot. We are slowly but surely getting back to a little bit of normalcy in regard to, my two youngest kids are back in actual school. My two oldest kids not yet, but next year, Lord willing, we'll see what happens. But I will say this though, sitting still for that long, something that, mind you, I haven't done in years before this happened. Like, I almost lived on the road and would come visit home for a few days and then get back out on the road. Like that's kind of what my life was before this whole quarantine thing. And when you living like that, you kind of don't see how important some of the things, I guess, that you would consider small actually are. Like, for example, just waking up in the morning and eating breakfast with your kids. That's a major thing. Like, getting up, and mind you, I don't cook at all. So it's cereal if it's me, so just getting up and ask, all right, what kind of cereal I want? Oh, we want this one, and then actually sitting there with them and eating in the whole night before you take them to school. Like that's a moment that means something to them, and now means something to me. I didn't think that, because my kids don't complain. It's not like they was like, Daddy, why are you not home? They understand when Daddy's gone, it's because he's making sure that everything is going to be all right for us. They understand that, and I thank God that I have kids that are that, of sound mind, that they get why Daddy's not home and Daddy's not home. But so it was never a complaint. But now that we get the opportunity to do that, you can see the appreciation. You can feel the appreciation from them, and it feels like something for me too. You know what I mean? Like I didn't realize what I was missing. I didn't realize how much that moment meant to me. Just being able to pick them up from school. Like that, like all of these things that I was honestly missing out on because I was always working, I'm always gone. So yeah, man, I guess in that way, I kind of thank God for the quarantine because it helped, refuel and re-energize these relationships with my kids and with my wife, and the whole nine.
Right, definitely. Are you glad your wife talked about vasectomy?
I'm sorry?
Are you glad your wife talked to you about vasectomy?
My wife did. You know what? I don't want to go into that because I don't want to give that no energy. I don't know where that came from or why that's even. No, I know it's not you. You're a journalist. This is your job. But I don't know where that came from. I don't know why people keep bringing that back up. Like I don't understand. Like if you're just desperate to talk about me in some way, shape, form, or fashion, there's a multitude of things that we can talk about. Not saying you, but just people in general. Like why? Like okay, I announced that I'm having another child, and as opposed to people being happy for me, and mind you, a lot of people are, and I appreciate the people that are, but like this whole trolling culture that's going on right now, like this is a beautiful moment in our lives. This is a beautiful moment, period. And for people to want to drag that down by, mind you, talking about something that's old as hell, like the people involved don't even discuss that no more. Like, so why would anybody? I don't know. I just don't grasp the concept of everybody just constantly trying to break something down. I don't get that, man.
I don't think it was a negative. I think, I think they were talking. I don't think it was negative in any way.
I mean, it was, because that then opens up the whole conversation of, well, did you make such and such tire tubes? Which I didn't, by the way. And I've discussed this countless times at this point. I've told people that wasn't true and that's not how it went down. But yeah, like it then refuels that. And it's just, man, like we happy over here, man. We're not doing none of that negative. We're not doing that. We're not giving that no smoke. We're not giving that no energy. We happy on this side. So to anybody that feel a way about what's going on with us or has something negative to say, you go ahead and do that. But meanwhile, over here, we're gonna keep smiling and growing and building and being happy. That's what we do.
That's beautiful. All right. On a brighter note, so crazy. A whole year ago. I don't know. Just what was the most fulfilling moment from that time? I saw your post.
Yeah. So my wife and I mean, so there was a point in time, earlier in last year that we were talking about divorce. We were talking about splitting up. We had just got to a place where we couldn't really communicate anymore, and we couldn't see no way out of it. You know what I mean? So it was kind of the quarantine and us kind of being forced to sit still and be in each other's presence that helped us work through that. you know, so that was a great moment. And then our actual wedding. So there was a few things that were done wrong at our wedding, a few mistakes that was made. Okay, so for example, the initial wedding planners that we used, you know, so there's a website where it's supposed to RSVP for the wedding, and it's supposed to be private, so that only the people that you want at the wedding RSVP for the wedding. So they made it public. Yeah, so there was about there's about 100 people at my wedding that I didn't know. We had no idea who they were. They rolled up. Hey man, congratulations. Hey, thank you. Do you know? You
Wait,
don't know? I don't know. Yeah. So there was that. They messed up. They played the wrong song for our first dance. You know, there was a few things that didn't go exactly the way we wanted them to go. So earlier this year, you know, I re-proposed to my wife. So we're gonna renew our vows, and we're gonna do it over. We're gonna do it the right way. Yeah.
Right. Dang. What was the song for the last dance?
I'm sorry?
What was the song for the last dance?
The song is I Only Have Eyes for You, but they played the wrong version of it. There's the there's that version, and then there's like the Rat Pack version, the Frank Sinatra version. It's like kind of big bandy, and mind you, it wasn't a bad thing in the moment, but in the moment we both kind of looked at each other like, this is not the right song. Wait, so do we stop him? No. We here now. Let's just dance it out. It's fine. It's whatever. We'll work it out later on. But yeah, so we got to get the right song played this next time.
That's funny, man. I was gonna say, what is your date night with Crystal?
Date night?
Yeah.
Well, man, I mean, before the world shut down, we you know, go to the movies, and we do stuff the regular stuff that regular people do. We go to movies. We love to sit up and binge TV shows. Like, you know what I'm saying? We are very much a couple that consists of two just regular people, man. We just enjoy each other's company, you know. So when the world shut down and you couldn't really go nowhere, like you definitely got to get a little bit more creative, you know. So maybe we'll do a picnic in the living room or something, you know, when the kids is with grandma, you know, stuff like that. Like we keep it, we try to keep it interesting, but at the same time, kind of regular. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't believe in spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, and letting that be the importance of the trip. Like, you know, for us, it's the small things. And I actually had to learn that. You know, I had to learn that if she's asking me for flowers, don't go buy a car. Like, just get the damn flowers. You know what I mean? Like, I had to learn that as a husband and as a man, to listen. 9 times out of 10, a woman will tell you what she wants if you're actually listening. And then once you actually apply what she's saying, things tend to run a little smoother. That's right. Yeah. That was a kind of a hard lesson learned for me, but one that I needed to learn, and one that I've learned fully, and we're in a great space now. We really and truly are.
That's beautiful. Speaking of, like, have you been backstage at all? Or are you missing the stage?
Man, I so am. I really and truly am. It's I mean, so I've done, you know, 1 or 2 of the little virtual concerts or whatever, and that's cool, considering, like, you know, the fact that it's really all that can be done in the moment. So it's all right for what it is, but it's not the same. It's not the same as getting on that stage and that energy exchange that happens between the artist and the fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that you can't bootleg that. You know what I'm saying? You can't duplicate that. Like, I don't care how big the screen is and how many people are tuned in on Zoom or whatever. It's not the same thing. It's not the same feel as the roar of a crowd when their favorite song play. You know what I mean? Like, I miss it. I genuinely miss it. I can't wait for us to finally get a tight grasp on this COVID thing, so that we can get back to touring and performing in the whole night. Because I've been missing it a lot. Definitely.
What would you say is your favorite song?
Say it again. Favorite
song to perform.
Favorite song to perform. Well, by the grace of God, I have done very, very well for myself with this music. So I have a few hits, and you know, to the point where we kind of sat back and realized, we have enough joints to where, you know, normally an artist will put, you know, some of their biggest songs towards the end of the show. And it's like, that's kind of typically the way it's done. You know, you kind of build up into that big song. We sat back at one point and realized, we got we got ammo, bro. Like we could start the show with So Sick if we wanted to. And I'm like, well, let's do that. So for the last few years, the beginning of my show is ding, 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 crowd goes wild. You know what I mean? That's always a good feeling. Give Me Everything is always a crowd pleaser. That's definitely one that's gonna get people on their feet. Yeah, it's a few of them in there. It's a few of them in there that get a proper response, and makes it hard for me to pick a favorite, to be honest.
Definitely. I just think of like how big that song was. Right?
Man, that's the one that started it all. Yeah. It don't feel like it's been 15 years. It really don't. Not too long ago, we celebrated the 15-year anniversary of my first album, and I really had to stop and sit back and go, damn, it's really been 15 years.
Right.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, this is something to be happy about. Like it's 15 years later, and people still give a damn about Neo. Like, especially in this climate where people are fickle nowadays. They love you, and then in the same millisecond of that exact second, they decide they don't like you no more. You canceled for something. I don't know. So the fact that I'm still here and that people still give a damn, that means something to me, man. It really does.
Yeah. How are you adapting to this crazy media era that we're in?
I tend to not let it really bother me at this point. Like, what I've learned about social media is that it can only really mess with you if you let it. Like, if you allow what people are saying to hold any weight in your life or in your day. You know what I mean? Like, I had to really catch myself, because there was a point in time where I could have 2,000 positive messages and 5 negative ones. And for whatever reason, I'll sit and focus on those 5, like, why don't these people like me? Okay, all right, all these people like me. Thank you, that's fine. But what about y'all? How come y'all don't like? And it's like, I had to stop doing that, man. I had to realize that at the end of the day, trolls do what they do because it's their job. The same way haters do what they do because it's their job. And who am I to stand in anybody's way of doing their job? It can't affect me unless I allow it. It's like, I don't know you and you don't know me. So what you're saying about me or saying about my post, it can't harm me unless I allow it. It's like, you can't shoot me unless I give you the gun. So why would I do that? Like, I'd rather just not give you the gun. And then anything I hear about myself, like, I don't really get bothered by anything anymore. Like, my skin is so thick at this point. Like, I don't really care. Say whatever the hell you want. And you know what my response is gonna be? All right, cool. Yeah. If that's what you think I am, then that's what I am. I don't have the time or the patience to argue with you at this point. I got 4 kids and a wife. I don't have the time. Y'all do that. Have fun with that. Yeah. And that's kind of how you got to look at it. You can't allow opinion. And when I say opinion, I mean anybody's opinion, to be so important in your life that you change the way you live your life based on trying to please somebody else or trying to live up to somebody else's expectation of who they have decided you are. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. I had to realize that there's people on this planet that don't like me just because they have no reason. They don't know me. All they know is the bits and pieces of my life that I've allowed people to see, and they take those bits and pieces and misconstrue them and turn them into what they want, and then they decide, I don't like this person. I'm not going to understand this person. I'm choosing to not understand this person, and they act off of that. And you know what? That's not my problem. That's your problem.
Right.
Your expectations of me are your issue, not mine. And that, again, the lesson that I had to learn. And now that I've learned it, I'm not bothered by social media anymore. The only time I'm bothered is if my wife is bothered, if somebody in my family reads something and they feel away, and then I have to go to them like, yo, listen, these people don't know us. Okay, that it doesn't matter what they're saying. And if you buy into it, if you respond, you're just gonna make it bigger. You're just gonna feed it. So leave that alone. Let them say what they're gonna say, because they're gonna say it anyway.
That part, I love that. Speaking of, real quick, No for Love out now. How did that?
Yeah.
Out?
So me and shout out D Nice, shout out Kent Jones. Me and D Nice have known each other for a long time, man. Really, really long time. And when he approached me about I take it back. It wasn't even D Nice that approached me. It was L.L.A. Reid that approached me and was like, yo, yes, the incomparable L.A. Reid. Shout out, much love and respect to the incomparable L.A. Reid. you know, L.A. Reid was played a major part in me getting signed to Def Jam and you know, people even knowing who Neo is. So shout out to L.A. Reid. He said, "Yo, I have this song that I feel like would be perfect for your voice," and I'm like, "All right." I mean, it's L.A., so 9 times out of 10, L.A. call your phone, you gonna take that call, right? So I got this song that I feel like would be perfect for your voice. Would you mind cutting this for me? Yeah, sure. He sent me the record. Shout out to Kent Jones. Kent Jones actually produced and wrote the record, right? I have to. I'm in this place where I have to give credit where credit is due. If I didn't do it, I have to let it be known I didn't do it, because everybody hears me sing a song and assumes that because I'm a writer that I wrote it. No, I did not write this record. Kent Jones wrote this record. Shout out to the boy Kent Jones. So he LA sends me the record. I listen to it. It's a smash. I'm like, all right, fine. I knocked that record out in maybe 30 minutes. We cut the whole thing, 30 minutes, sent it back to him. The next day he was like, all right, so so we're gonna fly to LA, we're gonna shoot the video. Whoa, slow down, dang. What is this? First and foremost, by the way, yeah. So D Nice is putting out an album, and this is gonna be the lead single from the album. Oh, okay.
Dang.
It really just, that's the thing about LA. Once you get excited about something, it's foot on the gas, and you just gotta hold on, man. That's LA. That's always been LA, and I love that that's still who he is.
I love that. That's lyrics as the IG live comments. That was dope.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I have to, you know, hats off and kudos to D Nice and just what he's created, you know, in the midst of the drama and ridiculousness that was this quarantine. You know, he basically gave people a woosah moment that was so needed in the moment, so needed. And he's taken that and turned it into something that's becoming really beneficial for him. So I'm proud of that dude. I'm happy for that dude. I'm happy to be a part of people realizing and learning and realizing just how magical that dude is and what it is that he does. You know, he brought the world together when we was, you know, at home, just in a messed up way. You know, he made it feel kind of all right again, you know, with the whole club quarantine, and you get on his live and all of a sudden you're not in your reality no more. You actually at the club, and now not only are you at the club, but Barack Obama is at the table right next to you. Right. What? You know what I mean? Like he made that possible. He made that possible for people. So yeah, man, I'm just happy to be a part of this project that he got coming out, and just the whole movement that is D Nice. I really and truly am.
I love that. Real quick, David Guetta on the way?
I'm sorry.
Can we expect a song with David Guetta on?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my dog David Guetta. So me and David, we've done a couple songs together. I just recently was out in LA shooting something for David. He's doing like a virtual concert type thing, and I had to put on like the little mocap suit with all the little lights on it. It's the first time I've ever done that before. It was actually pretty cool. That headpiece is murder though. That thing hurt. It's squeezing your brain. But yeah, so they're gonna take that and turn me into an avatar, turn him into an avatar, turn Akon into an avatar, and they're gonna do a full concert. And yeah, man, it's gonna be exciting. I don't know when it's gonna come out. I'm not even sure I was supposed to talk to you about it, but we talking about it now. So sorry, David. But yeah, be looking for that relatively soon.
Definitely. Did I see you were working with Trippie Redd too, or did I make that?
Nope. That is an actual fact. Shout out to the boy Trippie Redd. He is one of the few features on this forthcoming album that I got coming out. Funny story. I'm in Record Plant in LA, and I'm walking out of my room, and he's walking out of his room at the same time, and we just bumped into each other. And he goes, "Oh, yo, Neo," and I'm like, "Hey, Trippie Redd." Like I mean, you can't miss Trippie. You see Trippie, you know that's Trippie. So he started telling me how, because I was like, I didn't gather that Trippie Redd would be a fan of my music. I just didn't see that. But he was like, "Yeah, man, I used to play this game called Saints Row, and where you can roll around in the car, and it's like the radio's playing in the car, and you can control the radio in the car. So your song So Sick used to be in this game, and I would roll around, you know, killing people and doing whatever, listening to So Sick." And I'm like, "Oh, that's morbid as hell, but cool." That's kind of cool.
That's hilarious.
So, we got to do something together. I'm like, "Yeah, man, say when." Now, mind you, at this point, I'm like, what does a Neo and Trippie Redd song even sound like? I have no idea.
That's
But so it took him maybe 45 minutes before he hit me like, yo, I got something.
Oh wow.
Okay. He sent it to me and I can't even give it away. I gotta wait. I gotta wait and hear this song. But when I say that it makes perfect sense for him, perfect sense for me, somehow his world and my world come together and it just makes sense. It came out, the song came out amazing. It's called Flesh and Blood. You will hear it relatively soon. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's so exciting. What can we expect from the album?
So the album, we'll probably put it out in the summertime. I'm calling the album The Escape because that's kind of what I want this album to be for people. Like, I feel like, you know, with everything that went on in 2020 and you know, all the crazy stuff that's even happening in this year, I feel like I didn't need to do music about it. I feel like we didn't need a reminder of
Quarantine.
COVID. I didn't need to sing a song about it. Like, y'all know what we're going through. You can look out your window and see what's going on. But what we do need is those woosah moments. You know what I mean? That time to just sit and breathe and just escape this dramatic reality for a second and go somewhere else. That's what the music on this album is for. This album is about mental stability and just maintaining that inner energy that allows you to move through, to push through this storm. You know, this album is a recharge, so to speak. Put the album on, escape your reality for an hour and a few minutes, and let it recharge you, and then jump back in that storm when you have to.
Right. That's beautiful. And is there anything else you want to let them know? Any goals for yourself at this point in your career?
At this point, man, it's all for fun. You know what I'm saying? Again, I've been blessed beyond anything I could have ever asked for in the music industry. I don't need another music industry dollar ever in life. I don't need it. That's not to say that I don't want it, but I don't need it. You know what I mean? I'm in a good space, man. This album will be out in summertime. Make sure that you are checking for Step Up High Water. So I'm currently in the process of filming a TV show. It's called Step Up High Water. Do you remember the Step Up films?
Yeah, of course. I love that.
Dance films?
Yeah.
So they took that concept and turned it into a series. The first 2 seasons are on Stars right now. You can stream those, right? And we're actually in the process of shooting the 3rd season right now. So be looking for that later on this year. We got picked up by Stars. So everything is on Stars at this point. Be looking for it real soon. What else? I've started championing independent artists at this point. You know, the fact that we live in a world now where you can make your own music and upload it to these streaming sites yourself and sit back and wait to collect your check. Like, it's a great time for music right now. I got to be very, very honest. I came up in an era where it was about the gatekeepers. And if you couldn't get through the gate, then, you know, sorry for you. That's kind of what it was. Like, you had to have a record deal. You had to play that game. You don't got to play that game no more. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different time. And I love that because now it's really about your work ethic. It's about how hard you're willing to work. You know, you can put your music up and wait for your audience to find you, but in understanding that don't happen overnight, it's about how much you're willing to grind and get it to go. So I partnered with a company called L.L.A.M.A. L.U.M. L.L.A.M.A is a social media / music streaming app, and it's geared specifically towards independent artists. So check this out. So on a Spotify, Apple Music, whatever the case may be, you know, everybody knows a stream is like a half a cent, right? Right. So yeah, a stream equates to half a penny.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, that's the reason that you have to have millions and millions and millions of streams to make any real money. It's the laws and regulations in music have been screwed up for a long time, and today is no exception, unfortunately. It's kind of still the same thing. But so with L.L.A.M.A, it's music streaming. So all of your plays count, all of your streams count. I play your song, that counts as a stream. But we also have in-app gifting. So we work with a currency that we call notes. One note equates to one stream. So say I play a song one time, right? That's one stream. But then if I really like your song, I get on your page, I really like what you're about. I want to support you as an artist. So now I can gift you 50 notes, 100 notes, 200 notes. If I gift you 200 notes, that's 201 streams in one play.
Wow.
What it does is it allows for independent artists to make money on their music right now, as opposed to having to, you know, wait to take off to really make some money. And no disrespect to Apple Music, Spotify, all of the Tidal, all of them. No disrespect to them, but truth of the matter is, if you don't have that machine behind you, your song kind of gets knocked to the bottom of these playlists that are so important.
Right.
It's the record labels that have the money to push the songs to the top of these playlists. Whereas you, as an independent artist, you just throw it out there, you're gonna fall all the way down to the bottom, which means that check that's gonna come in a month is probably gonna be like $3.
Great. Wow.
Yeah. So we're basically trying to thwart that problem, while at the same time giving these artists an opportunity to build a fan base. Because that's really what L.L.A.M.A is about. It's a community. You know what I mean? It's about fans locking into you from the ground floor and being with you on your ride up. That's a diehard fan. That's a fan that's gonna rock with you forever because they was there from the beginning. It's like they almost feel responsible for your success, for helping you get there. And that relationship has kind of been lost a little bit. With everything that's going on right now, all this digital everything. It's like, what is a stream? Is it a guy? Is it a girl? What is it? It's just a revenue. It's just revenue. It don't mean anything. So that relationship with fan is kind of non-existent. And then now on top of that, we can't do shows, so it's not like you can go to a concert. So who is catering to the relationship between artist and fan? L.L.A.M.A is. So check for L.L.A.M.A. It's available everywhere. But yeah, I feel like if you are an independent artist, if you are an up and coming artist, and you're not on L.L.A.M.A, you're doing yourself a serious disservice.
Real quick, what are your thoughts on NFTs?
On what?
On NFTs?
On NFTs, I think it's great. I think it's great. I have a few that I'm working on my damn self. Yeah, be looking for those real soon. I think that it's a great way for visual artists to make some serious money, off of what it is that they do. Yeah, man, I think it's a great thing. I think that if you are an artist, and mind you, you don't have to be a world-renowned artist. You don't even have to be amazing at what you do. You just gotta come up with an NFT that people are going to be interested in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and put it up for auction and wait on your check.
Definitely.
I think it's a great thing.
For sure. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem. No problem.